Samuel stood before the gates of the prison, his heart pounding with both excitement and uncertainty. For the first time in 10 years, he was free. Free from the cold, stone walls that had kept him locked away for a crime he did not commit. But as he stepped out into the world, he was reminded of what he had lost. His father, his future, and most painfully, the love of his life, Lisa. What Sam didn't know was that the road to redemption was not over. The truth had been buried for too long, and there was more to fight for than just his own freedom. The life he once knew was gone, and now it was time for him to take back what was rightfully belongs to him. Many years ago, Sam had been a young man full of dreams. He lived in a small village with his father, Mr. James, who worked as a gateman for Chief Daniel, one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the city. Though his father was poor, he was respected for his honesty and work ethic, and he had always spoken highly of Chief Daniel. Sam admired his father deeply, and as a young boy, he was focused on his studies, hoping one day to become a teacher and build a better life for himself. But Sam's life took an unexpected turn when he crossed paths with Lisa. Lisa is the beautiful daughter of Chief Daniel. They met when Sam's father was asked to tutor her in her studies. Though Lisa came from a rich family, but she struggled with school subjects and often felt the weight of her father's high expectations. Sam was the best student in the village, and when he tutored Lisa, it didn't take long for the two of them to form a connection. Sam was kind and patient with her, and Lisa appreciated his intelligence and humility. Over time, their friendship blossomed into a love no one had expected. Despite their different social statuses, Lisa being the daughter of a wealthy and powerful man, and Sam being the son of a humble gateman, their bond grew stronger. They spent stolen moments together, sharing dreams of a future where they could be together, free from the constraints of their family's expectations. But their love was not meant to last. Chief Daniel, ever protective of his daughter's future, had already arranged for her to marry another man. Martins is the son of a wealthy family who would further cement his own power. Sam, in his heart, knew that Lisa's father would never approve of their relationship. The love they shared was doomed from the start, but they continued to see each other in secret, longing for a future that seemed impossible. Everything changed one fateful day when Lisa discovered she was pregnant. She knew what it meant. Chief Daniel would never allow her to marry Sam, and she feared for the future of their child. She couldn't bear the thought of the pain Sam would endure if Chief Daniel found out. So, Lisa kept the pregnancy a secret, hoping against hope that things would somehow work out. But as the days passed, Chief Daniel began to notice something was wrong. In his anger and fear of losing his daughter's future, Chief Daniel made a devastating decision. He accused Sam of a crime he didn't commit, something trivial that Sam had no part in, and used his power to have him thrown into prison. Sam was locked away without a chance to defend himself, sentenced to years of suffering in a cold, dark cell. His world came crashing down, and he had no idea what had become of Lisa. Meanwhile, Lisa's life took a dark turn. She was forced to marry Martins, the man her father had chosen for her, though her heart remained with Sam. At first, Martins appeared kind, but soon his true nature emerged. He became cruel, suspicious, and angry. He knew something was wrong. He could see that Lisa wasn't happy. She didn't love him, and every day she lived in her gilded cage. Her heart ached for the man she had once loved. Years passed, and Sam remained imprisoned. Though he had tried to hold on to hope, then his father died. The loss of his father weighed heavily on him. Mr. James, the one person who believed in him, had died without ever seeing his son free again. Sam's heart was broken, but the fire of injustice still burned within him. He knew he had to fight for his freedom, even if it seemed impossible. Then one day, the unexpected happened. The government frowned with overcrowded prisons and decided to release some prisoners. Sam was one of the fortunate few chosen to be set free. When he stepped out of the prison gates, it felt as though the world had moved on without him. 10 years had passed, and everything was different. His family was gone, his friends had moved on, and the love of his life abandoned him. But Sam was no longer the young man who had entered that prison. He has changed, hardened by his experiences. He was ready to fight for justice, for his lost freedom, and for the truth. One day, Sam was walking through the village market, trying to adjust to the life he had lost. Then he saw Lisa. She was older now, and there was a sadness in her eyes that Sam couldn't ignore. They stood there for a moment, frozen, until Lisa stepped forward. Her eyes filled with tears, and she spoke softly. "Sam, I have missed you so much," Lisa said. "You've gone for so long, and everything has been wrong since you left. I never had a happy home. Martin's my husband. He knows that my heart is not with him. He's treated me poorly. Martin's has been cruel because he knows my love belongs to someone else. I never stopped loving you." Sam was stunned, but in that moment, everything fell into place. The years of pain, the feeling of betrayal, all melted away as he held Lisa in his arms. "I never stopped loving you, Lisa. I thought I had lost you forever," he whispered. Lisa's eyes filled with tears, and she quickly walked toward Sam. Without a word, she embraced him, holding him tightly, as if she's afraid he might disappear again. "Sam," she whispered through her tears, "I never stopped loving you." Sam held her close, his heart aching. "I never stopped loving you either, Lisa. But what happened? Why didn't you ever come for me?" Lisa took a step back and wiped her tears. She looked around to make sure no one was listening, then quietly spoke. "I didn't come because I couldn't. I was forced to marry someone else. Martin's my husband. My father made me marry him, even though my heart belongs to you." Sam was stunned. "But why? I thought you were happy with me." Lisa shook her head, her voice filled with pain. "Yes, I was happy with you, Sam. But after you were taken away, everything changed. Martin's is not kind to me. He knows my heart belongs to someone else, and he has become cruel. He's been treating me badly, Sam. I can't live like this anymore." Sam's heart broke hearing this. He couldn't believe that Lisa had been forced into such a life. But there was more. Lisa continued, her voice shaking with emotion. "And there's something else. Sam, I have a son. He's yours. But Martin's believes the child is his. He treats me badly because he knows the truth, that my heart still belongs to you. I want him to know his real father. But I am so afraid of what my father and Martin's will do if they find out." Sam took a deep breath, his anger rising. He had lost so many years, but now he had a chance to make things right. "Lisa, we need to fight for our love. How do we achieve that?" Lisa asked. "We will fight legally. We need to go to court. I can't lose you again. I'll do whatever it takes to get our son and make things right." Lisa nodded, the hope in her eyes slowly returning. "I will try to gather proof that Martin's is not the father of our son. I know we can win this fight. But Samuel, I need your help. I can't do this alone." So, Sam and Lisa began to make plans. Together, they quietly gathered evidence to show that Sam had been wrongfully imprisoned and that Martin's had no right to claim their son. They began to put things together and took their case to court, but they knew it would not be easy. Chief Daniel, Lisa's father, was a powerful man, and Martin's was equally determined to hold on to what he believed was his. Sam and Lisa worked in secret, knowing that Chief Daniel would never allow them to fight for their love. But they were determined. Sam knew that they had to act quickly, before Martin's and Chief Daniel could stop them. He started doing small jobs around the village, earning every bit of money he could to prepare for the legal battle ahead. Lisa, meanwhile, fought her own silent battle. She continued to live with Martin's, though every day was a struggle. Martin's grew more and more suspicious, his temper flaring whenever he caught Lisa having a sleepless night or lost in thoughts. He didn't know the full truth, but he felt the tension between his wife and the man she truly loved. Despite the cruelty she went through, Lisa never gave up. She worked quietly with Sam, gathering evidence to prove that their love was real and that Martin's was not the father of her son. They found witnesses, gathered documents, and slowly, their case began to take shape. Finally, the day of the trial arrived. The courtroom was packed with villagers, all eager to see how the case would unfold. Chief Daniel and Martin sat at one side, while Sam and Lisa stood together, ready to fight for their love. The tension in the room was thick as the judge called the court to order. The trial was long and grueling. Chief Daniel, with his vast wealth and power, did everything he could to sway the judge. He brought in false witnesses, tried to intimidate Lisa, and used his influence to cloud the truth. But Sam and Lisa didn't back down. They had the truth on their side, and they fought with everything they had. Now the judge's speech. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed counsel, and honored guests. Furthermore, we turn to the matter of Lisa Daniels' marriage to Martin's Alumide. It is the opinion of this court that Mrs. Martin's marriage to Mr. Martin's was not entered into freely, but was forced upon her under duress. Mrs. Martin's, though a daughter of Chief Daniel, had no true consent in this matter. She was coerced by her father, who acted out of his own interests and against the desires of his daughter. This court cannot, and will not, allow such an injustice to stand. Mrs. Martin's true love and the father of her child, Samuel Adebayo, was wronged in more ways than one. And though there has been much turmoil and pain, it is time that this court set things right. For the record, I hereby declare the marriage between Lisa Daniel and Martin's Alumide to be invalid. It was not entered into with full consent, and the court finds it to be null and void. As for the child in question, results before me shown clearly, and there is no doubt in this court's mind as to the identity of the father. Samuel Adebayo is the biological father of the child, and Martin's Alumide has no claim to the child whatsoever. Finally, it is the duty of this court to impose a just penalty for the wrongs done in this case. The court orders Chief Daniel to compensate Mr. Samuel Adebayo for the years he lost due to wrongful imprisonment. The sum of 50 million naira is hereby awarded to Mr. Samuel Adebayo. Chief Daniel, you are hereby ordered to pay this amount in full within 30 days for the suffering and pain caused to Mr. Samuel over the course of his unjust imprisonment. This judgment, ladies and gentlemen, is a reflection of the values we hold dear: justice, truth, and the protection of human rights. I am certain that this decision will serve as a reminder that power and wealth cannot silence the truth forever. Justice has been served today. Let this be the beginning of a new chapter for Mr. Samuel, for former Mrs. Martin's, but now Mrs. Samuel, and for their child. May they now be free to live their lives in peace, with the love and respect they deserve. The courtroom fell silent as the judge's gavel struck. Sam's heart pounded in his chest as he realized the fight was over. They had won. Chief Daniel, though a proud man, could not deny the truth. His face was filled with regret and sorrow. He had lost everything: his power, his daughter's happiness, and his own honor. He stood up slowly, his voice shaking as he addressed Sam outside the courtroom. Sam, I've wronged you. I've wronged my daughter. I've lived with the weight of my mistakes, and I cannot undo what I have done. I'm sorry for the years you lost, for the pain I caused you. I apologize for taking your freedom, and I apologize for forcing my daughter into a marriage she didn't want. Please, I beg for your forgiveness. For a moment, Sam didn't know what to say. The man who had taken so much from him, the man who had caused so much pain, was now standing before him, asking for forgiveness. But Sam knew what he had to do. He had to let go of the anger that had kept him trapped for so long. I forgive you, Chief Daniel, Sam said quietly. I've spent too many years holding on to hate. It's time to move forward for the sake of our family. Lisa stepped forward and placed her hand on Sam's arm. She smiled, her eyes full of gratitude. Thank you, Sam. You've shown me that there's more to life than pain. We can be happy now. Chief Daniel, though still full of regret, nodded. I've failed as a father, but I will do what I can to help you both now. I want to see my daughter happy. With Chief Daniel's apology and blessing, Sam and Lisa finally had the chance to rebuild their lives. They used the compensation money from the court to open a small business in the village. Sam worked hard, and with Lisa by his side, they began to build the family they had always dreamed of. They raised their son together, and as time passed, they healed from the wounds of the past. Martin's, unable to keep his hold on Lisa, he left the village, defeated and broken. Chief Daniel, humbled by his mistakes, supported their family, and made amends for the years he had stolen from them. Together, Sam and Lisa built a happy life, surrounded by love and respect. Their story became one of hope, courage, and redemption. They had fought for their love, and they had won. And as they looked forward to the future, they knew that nothing could ever tear them apart again.